Hello and welcome back. The transfer window is closed. Well, it's not, but the season's about to start. And I am absolutely terrified of what's going to happen. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. I'm Millers. This is in the Dugout FM. It's been a difficult window. It's been a difficult window because we've had no money to spend again. And by money to spend, I don't even mean, in transfer budget. I mean wages. And I'm already over. I don't feel like I've added anything huge in terms of quality. The director of football signed as a left winger, and I'm quite pleased with our left back that I've signed, which means I'm fairly okay with that left wing. But there's no depth. There's absolutely no depth. Let's have a quick look at the squad. Well, we'll look at the tactics first in terms of how we're lining up. So we've got James in goal. I'll walk you through in a moment. Patson Powell right wing back. Matthews and Ward the same centre half pairing. There's our left back, which I'll show you in a minute. Oldacre's probably going to be a Horan. He's going to be a backup, in all honesty, just a little bit of experience. John and Agimang in the middle. Ranel Young wide right. Alan up top with Tavares is our left wing signing. So I'll walk you through the signings and you can have a look for yourself. We've had a few go out. Callum went out, and yes, I did put that 17 grand into wages. Made no difference. Matty Jacobs was gone. We sent a lad out on loan, and then we've had a couple of lads go out on a free, including Joel. Joel went to Boston, which is fine. He wasn't going to play for me, despite what he did for us in the Vanarama North. So he's gone out, and we've brought in. Let's just see if I can show you. Yeah, here we go. So this is Tavares. This is the lad that our director of football has signed. On paper, looks decent, and that's great. I am planning probably on playing him in the wide left position because of his pace, and using him as a bit of an inside forward because we don't have that many other options. But he does give us an opportunity to play him up top, which is good. So he's decent. We brought in a goalie. This was a lad I've had on my shortlist for a little while, and he became available at the end of last season. So I've took him, and we needed to take him because Avery won't come back on loan. Not that Avery won't, but his parent club won't allow him to come back on loan. He wants a different environment, which is fine. And therefore, Brad is probably going to be our number one for the foreseeable. And then, as we go into the new season's window, we signed a couple of boys on freeze. Well, we signed everybody on freeze, of course, but a couple of lads that were youngsters. John Paul Clee, going to do bits for us. Highly rated for the future, for sure. Ex-Man City, I think. Yeah, ex-Man City. We've got a couple of those in the squad. So he's coming on a free. Here's our left back that we've signed from Wolves. Pleased with him. Again, pace, agility down that left hand side now to go along with what we've got on the right hand side, and he'll play behind Tavares. Signed this kid for free. No one's really happy with him. He's played really well pre-season, and I've not been disappointed with what he's done. He's going to come into the squad. He's not costing us anything. He's on an appearance fee only, so we'll see. If we need him, we'll play him. And here's Oldacre, the lad we signed as a little bit of a backup, really, if I'm honest with you. He's had a little bit of a potted history. He's played at a reasonable level with Peterborough, but he's clearly not panned out for him, and he's dropped down a couple of levels to come and play for us. So he'll serve as backup, and a little bit of experience in there for us as well, which is needed in this squad because it is a young squad. As we look at the other lads that we have signed, so I think you saw them at the end of last season. Paul coming to us from Forest, again on an appearance fee only, but a little bit of quality, and certainly a little bit of quality for the future, which is good to see. And then we did sign our man with the hairdo, No, not him. Sorry, my bad. Our man with the hairdo, Catalao. Walking red card, but yeah, great hairdo, and looks like he's got a lot of potential about him, which is really, really good. So they will act as support for us in and around the first team, because we don't have anything else in there. I have been playing one of the kids as a centre forward in pre-season. As you can see, he's scored a couple. Reasonable finishing, to be fair, for a 16-year-old, and he's got okay physicals as well. So he's probably going to be our backup centre forward. As we know, I'm not really a fan of Mason, and he's not really done anything for us. He plays okay at under 18 level, but I need more than that now, I'm afraid. He will operate in and around the first team, but he's not going to get as much game time as he's going to want. Anyone else? Yeah, we also brought Jack Jordan through from the youth team to act as a little bit of backup, and he did okay. Played a couple of games for us pre-season, was strong, and he's only 16, so pleased to see him do that. So that's where we are. I don't think we've strengthened the squad. I genuinely don't. I think the squad's probably gone backwards, which makes me concerned about this coming season and makes me think maybe this is our last season at Curzon, because what I don't want is a relegation on our CV. And as we talk about relegation, let's quickly look at where they think we're going to finish. There you go, 19th. So the same as last season. So we've definitely not improved it. I stand by our first 11's probably around about this level here. But anything below that first 11 is probably down here. So we're going to see how it pans out. We've got Fylde today, the first game of the season. We're away. So you'll get to see it. You'll get to see how we are in our first game. And we'll go from there. It's going to be what it's going to be this season, I think. I'm going to keep my eye very firmly on the job board, because I think we probably need to start thinking about stepping out of this ship before the ship sinks. And I don't want that to sound horrible. I've loved my time here, but we've also got to be very, very mindful that we don't want to ruin our CV in doing what we're doing. Clee, I like him a lot, and I think he's going to do reasonably well for us at this level, but he's going to start on the bench. We don't need both of them on there, though, so I do want to have a midfielder on there. Kwame, you can come off, and we'll have Oldacre on there. Do we want to put Worth as a centre forward on the bench? Probably should, shouldn't I? Yeah. Kirby. Yeah. Like him, but not as much as I like the hairdo. So, okay, right, that's what we're going to go with. We're going to stay balanced. We're going to stick with everything else and we will have a go at taking on Fylde. But I don't hold out much hope, if I'm honest with you. And I know that sounds defeatist, but I've seen this in pre-season. I've seen what we've been doing, and it's not fantastic. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, go out and enjoy yourselves, lads. Just first game of the season. Make sure you got your sun cream on. It's 1st of August. We're up on the coast. Afterwards, we'll be up to Blackpool. Get a couple of donuts.
Donuts.
A couple of donuts. Oh well, I will. You won't be on the donuts. Let's hope we can get a result though. Yeah. That's not a good start, is it? As Rio gives the lad a shove in the back, blatantly, by the way, and gives him a penalty after 2 minutes. Can't say that name. Straight down the middle. James is nowhere near. Disappointing start, isn't it? When you're already up against it, you don't need to give him an opportunity. Don't need to see that. It was a penalty straight down the middle. Yeah, I'm exasperated. It's been a challenging pre-season. It really has. I've not been looking at the job board. I've stayed clear. But because Wayne won't give us any more money, I don't think at the end of the season the likes of Agimang, John, Wardy, I don't think any of them are going to sign new deals on the same money, which means I can't enter into negotiations with them, which means their contract's going to run down, and that's going to cause us big problems. Because if they don't sign, then the spine of our team falls away. Yeah, which is a nightmare. But we've just got a goal, so let's, it's not all bad. Matthews lumps one. Young gets hold of it really well, pulls it across the corridor, and Tavares is there to tap in. That's his first goal, by the way. He didn't score pre-season, so he's done well there. I'm glad he's got off the mark. And we do need to see players other than Josh contributing and hitting the back of the net, don't we? So that's always good. Ellis is on the ball, clipped again, looking for Ronell. Ronell's boxed it in a strange fashion, but Josh is there. He's not going to shy out of that header, and he nods it in to give us the lead, which is superb when you think about it. We've been 1-0 down. That clip through from Ellis is nice. And I don't know how Ronell does this, but hiya! And then he nods it in. Beautiful. Beautiful. The fans behind the goal go bonkers. We'll take that. We'll take that. 2 up. Actually dominating possession, which again we know this is what the tactic does. The formation works on holding the ball more than our oppo, but we've probably outscored our XG, so that's good. Corner just before half time though. James comes and takes that. He does do that well. He's done that well in pre-season in terms of commanding his area, which is what we need really from our keepers. Tavares has got a boatload of pace, so I'd back him here, and he's done well. The finish wasn't good enough though, was it? See that pace though? He absolutely rinsed his fullback there. He was a yard past him by the time he got into the area. Corner boxed. Keeper's taking it though. So 2-1 going into half time. Based on the first 2 minutes, I'd have taken that. No problem at all. So, yeah, well done on controlling possession. That's exactly what we want. Go out there and do the same thing second half, please, boys. As Terrell's on the ball. He's bent one, but I think it's at the post. Yeah, it has. 1.51. It's given quite a high rating for that free kick in terms of XG, but there we go. I don't know. I'm never really sure how XG works, to be perfectly honest with you. If you know, do feel free to educate me in the comments. I know it means expected goals. Don't say that. I just don't understand what warrants like a 1 XG. Is it an open goal with you just stood there with the ball at your feet? Is that a 1 XG, and everything else is less than that? I don't know. Tackles flying in all over the place there. John slipped through for Tavares. Again, pace. Square it. Oh, he did square it. Oh, is he off? Referee's looking a bit quizzically. I think he is off. Yeah, it was messy that, wasn't it? Messy. Lionel. Everything got a bit Lionel. Lots of highlights again. I think when you're here, the game knows, and therefore it just puts on additional highlights that we don't really want to be seeing. Keepers dive for effect there, I think, because it was nowhere near. Keepers do that, though, don't they? Aguiman looking to box it this time. Ellis was there, but he didn't attempt to win that. Tavares wins the ball back for us, though. Beats his man with a drop of a shoulder, and Rio's in. Boxed, looking for Josh. And the keeper's pushed it into his own goal there. He's actually thrown it in. Josh is delighted, but I'd be furious if I was the AFC file manager there. That little drop of a shoulder got him a yard. Rio boxes well, and Josh does what he does really well, which is actually attacking the ball on the retreat. Okay, 3-1. Gives us a little bit of breathing room. I'm going to give it another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to send some subs on, purely to make sure that we try and gain everybody some sharpness, really. Sharpness? I'm not sure that's a word. Jean-Paul Clee's going to come on. On he goes. Airdo's coming on, absolutely. And then... No, we will send Old Acre on for a little bit of experience. I was going to bring on Florian, but Josh is on 2 goals, and he'd go mad, wouldn't he? He'd go mad. You know what strikers are like. So, 3-1, the time's ticking down. It doesn't look like we're going to have anything else to talk about. Oh, I say that as we have a throw in our half. Old Acre's on the ball. Back to James. Nice calm. Although we've lost that ball there now. We didn't need to play that long, so it's disappointing. He's won the ball back though. Well done, Rio. Old Acre out wide to Hairdo. Keto knocks it forward. Aguiman's on his own here. Finds Ronell. Ronell's at the post. Lovely football, though. John Paul Cleese out there. He's got all of it. He's boxed it again. Ronell's there, but no, can't be his centre-half. Time. Loads of time. Great stuff. Look, we'll take that. I'll be honest with you. I was expecting a defeat. So, I'm absolutely delighted to come away with 3 points. I don't think it changes anything I've already said, though. Right? If we get the opportunity to have a conversation with a team that are at a higher level than where we are now, I think I've got to seriously consider it. You know, and therefore I probably will. And if anything like that does happen, I will come back and let you know. But other than that, that's obviously our transfer window wrapped up. What I will more than likely do is come back towards the end of September, probably the Bath or Boreham Wood game, or maybe we'll do both, show you where we're up to, and give you a little bit of an update as to what the future looks like. If anything happens in the interim with a job, then I will, of course, come back. All right. Look, I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm loving this save. We're having a great time. I just wish we had a little bit more money to spend and we could kick Curzon on. Do feel free to drop a like, stick some comments in there. We can have a chat. That'd be great. Subscribe. It's free. All of that jazz. And I will catch you all